What's up, guys? It's your boy unamusedbryson. This is the first of a series that I want to be doing over the next few years. It's a travel vlog series. Never really travel vlogged before. I love to travel. I love doing photography and I love doing videography. So I figured I'd make it into a video. So this is my first of a whole series we want to do as I travel the world. This will be places in the US and places not in the US. For this trip, though, we are going to Iceland, somewhere I've always wanted to be, always wanted to go. I heard it's beautiful, and I'm super excited. And I'm really only getting a small taste of the, not the continent, the country. So bear with me, and hopefully in the future we'll see more of them. But we got a lot ahead of us, and I'm super excited to bring you guys on this journey. But before we start, please hit that subscribe button, just so you can be updated with more travel vlogs as I go along, just ready to see the world. Let's go, guys. So we started off my trip in Chicago O'Hare. That was the plane flight. The flight itself was about 6.5 hours long. Nothing too terrible. Just did it by myself. It was fun. Got there, we started off, got on a bus. It was like 6:30 in the morning. Absolutely, it was freezing out, freezing rain. It was pitch black, it was foggy. I get to the city, literally hot off the bus, and I just started walking. Just started walking in the freezing rain. Didn't really have much to do. I couldn't check into my hotel for a while, so I just started exploring the city. There's a lot of cool stuff, though. A lot of cool things that I saw. Went to some cool little breakfast spot. Had some phenomenal food. That was a big takeaway. The food was amazing out here in Iceland. But really just walked around. I decided to go down to the coast at one point because you can go to the edge of the city and it's right on the Atlantic Ocean. Now, there's a lot of really cool views here that I couldn't see. I had no idea they were there, literally because it was so foggy. But this is just kind of looking out. I was just kind of looking out to the Atlantic area. A lot of really pretty stuff. It was absolutely freezing though, and that's what made it tough right there. Just completely freezing my gonads off just walking around, but ended up finding a cute little coffee shop. Just kind of stuck around for a little bit, tried to get out of the cold as much as possible, but it wasn't fully, it wasn't impossible. I got stuck in some pretty bad situations with some of the freezing rain, but I went back, took a nap at the hotel, and then I came back out a little bit later. And this is about then when the sun was out, it wasn't as foggy, and you could actually see things. You could actually see the city. And you could see out into the mountains, and this was beautiful. Just looking right across the Atlantic like this, seeing all these mountains. I mean, I can't think of a better view. This was absolutely gorgeous, just being right out here. And really, if you just turn around, the city's right there, but like this is just their view every day. You just see these beautiful mountains out there, the Icelandic mountains. That's the city, the skyline right there. Amazing. One of the coolest cities I've ever been to. I super enjoyed it just walking around. Lots of cool views too. This mini little lighthouse right here, I don't think it works. Ended up stopping at a random burger joint though, grabbed myself a beer. This thing was massive. I didn't know it was going to be that big, but the burger was phenomenal. I cannot remember for the life of me what was on it, but it was amazing. Anyway, the next day, hopped on a bus and I decided to take a little tour out into the country. Bunch of random people. I was by myself again. Got some amazing views on the way. Absolutely gorgeous views of these mountains. Lots of stuff going on here. Lots of really cool stuff. We had this one. It was like by this. It was kind of off on the coast. It was a gulf right there that kind of went in, and you had a lot of other cool stuff right here. You had these fields with just these massive mountains out there. These Icelandic mountains. Absolutely beautiful. We ended up taking a little hike. We took a hike out towards like this waterfall area, just right off the side of the road that they showed us. The soil was really cool here too, because it's all super black soil from like the volcanic ash. But we found this little waterfall out here, really pretty. It had, but what was better about it though was the views around it. It was just this massive frozen lake with these hills out in that background, and just absolutely gorgeous. One of the coolest things that I could have seen. Another place we went to was this place. Can't remember what it was called, but it's on this peninsula, the Snafulinus Peninsula, something along the lines of that. I might be saying it wrong. It was this massive rock, this little mountain right there. It's a really big tourist spot. It was actually filmed in the background of a Game of Thrones episode too. It's called Arrowhead Rock in Game of Thrones, but had these really cool waterfalls around it. Had the mat. It was just view central, man. There was a lot of cool spots to look around here. You had everybody walking around by these waterfalls. You could just turn around, see all this cool stuff. This is with a little bit of the fog in the background, the clouds. It was a cloudy day for the most part. Gets a little bit better later on. This is looking at that Arrowhead Rock from Game of Thrones, but absolutely gorgeous. This is again what a lot of just like the soil and the rocks look like, just that they have that dark color to it because it's just straight from the, you know, the volcanic. It's over millions of years. Lots of really cool scenery right here though when you look out. Now I was here in the middle of March, so it was way more colder than normal. If you're trying to go in the summer or whatever, lots of snow everywhere, but still I did not mind. It was awesome. Just really cool to see. This was a little view right off the Atlantic again, just looking out. We kind of stopped here on our way to get food. Lots of cool stuff to see here. We had these glaciers that were right here, that were just kind of off to the side. Lots of really cool stuff here. As you can see, this dude just fully looking out, taking the view. Beautiful. It just beautiful out. Ended up stopping. You had to get me another burger. Their burgers were amazing everywhere in Iceland. Highly recommend. But this is one of my favorite spots right here. It was one of the black sand beaches, where again, it's categorized strictly from the volcanic ash just over the past million of years. And there's actually a shipwreck on the beach, and you can still see some of the wreckage here that was never cleaned. It happened like 50, 60 years ago, and they never were able to get everything off. So it's just kind of left there, which I thought was super interesting. But once you actually make your way out to the full part of the coast here, I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. One of the prettiest things I've ever seen, just completely black sand. Something I've never seen before. And you look out there, and something about that with the rocks being like that and the water, the coast just crashing with it against it. I don't know, man. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful to see. I'm curious what it looks like in the summer, but I really did like that cold winter feel to it. There's something about that with that dreary day. It really fits with the look here. Like, I'm sure it looks amazing on a sunny day, but something about that just cold, cloudy day really added to this. It really added to the essence of this. And honestly, I'm super thankful I got to see it like this. Still though, lots of cool stuff here. Absolutely recommend, if you're gonna go into Iceland, you have to do the black sand beaches. And you know what? There's a lot of stuff that I didn't get to do, and I need to make another trip back, and I'm going to. I plan on it. I'll probably do a summer trip sometime to experience it in the summer. But absolutely beautiful. This was a cool little spot too off the coast where they had this one rock that kind of formed like a loop right here. It had a name, I can't remember, but I thought that was really cool. It was like an arch. It was, and you know, there's a lot of seagulls on it. Really cool spot. Like I said, the rocks are really cool. Here's a little area where some seals were just hanging out on the rocks. That was cool. Did not expect to see actual live seals, and we just walked right over it. This is the back of a whale, actually, a spine from it that had washed up years ago and has just stayed there. Really cool that it's kept there, but again, absolutely beautiful day. This was a great day to hike, but I got back, ended up walking to another joint, grabbed some food, had to get me another beer. Had a chicken sandwich, which was also absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal sandwich. Loved it. The fries were really good too. But that chicken sandwich. Now, this was the next day. We went to on a kind of, it was the Golden Circle tour. And you know what? It was really cool. It wasn't the nicest out, which kind of played a factor into it a little bit, but it was still a lot of cool views. This area here that we went to, there's something historical with it. It was like in the 1300s, I don't necessarily remember, but Vikings, they had signed some big deal here. So it has a huge historical context, but this is also kind of inner on the country. So there's definitely you're getting closer to a lot of that volcanic activity. Now, this was this massive waterfall. To hike up to this, we literally had to put on these crampons, which are these spikes that help your feet stay in the ground because the wind was so strong. It was like, it was like 50 miles per hour wind. I mean, you're just going up against it like crazy, but absolutely beautiful waterfalls. Absolutely beautiful waterfalls. It was definitely worth it. Got right back, had to get some coffee, water, a little bit of food. I had this little panini right here. Absolutely, it was like a tomato basil panini. It was really good. Now we're over in some of the geothermal spring areas. These aren't springs. You can't these are like way too hot to get into. But this is coming straight, you know, from under the ground here. And there's a lot of cool stuff. This is where you got to see one of the spurts right here as the water flew up. lot of really cool stuff. You know, I highly recommend this. It was a pain in the cold sitting there and having to wait for it. And, you know, I did it like 3 times, tried to get picture and video, but it was definitely worth it. Either way, I made my way back to the city, went back around, had to get some more videos of the view. Gorgeous. Gorgeous is in Reykjavik. Gorgeous. This is their big like entertainment center where concerts and stuff happen. Right on the coast there too, which is super cool. Super cool. But still, started walking around. I was desperate for another burger, man. I loved their burgers. So I know I had to go find a burger joint after I was walking around here a little bit, but had to get some more shots though on the town. I mean, it's super cute, super pretty inside the town here. I love the coloring of these buildings too, like these just multi different colors here. I thought that was really unique. Regardless though, I got around, I got my footage, the footage that I needed, and then I had to hop myself right back in. I went to get some food. I got another one of these massive beers, and you can see how just appetizing that looks right there. Ended up getting another burger. Again, phenomenal burger. Their burgers were amazing. Never had a bad one. And then we make our way into the last day. As I walk around, I got some coffee to start off the day, and I had to walk to the bus to get on the airport, and it was a good 6-mile walk. So I decided to enjoy the morning, kind of look around, get a little bit more sightseeing. Just walked around the city a little bit and kind of viewed everything. More inner on the city instead of like on the outside like I was for most of the time. This time I was kind of more inner city, looking at these areas with all the houses. This is this amazing church that they have. It's huge, it's beautiful. Really, I just made my last rounds, had to view everything possible and just get my last sights in, which I did not regret whatsoever. It was great walking. I averaged over 10 miles hikes a day, but overall, phenomenal trip. I loved Iceland. I would recommend it to anyone and everyone. It was amazing time. I cannot wait to go back. It was sad. It was sad leaving, but that's what happens when you travel. But it's just another place to put back on the map so I can go visit again. Either way, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you did. Please subscribe, and so I can make more of these, and so you guys can enjoy my journey, and as I can enjoy it too.